This is my game 43 and his brother Rebranding. And if you didn't know, they're the developers behind Blox, the biggest game on Roblox to ever exist. Assuming over 20 billion visits, these brothers has created a game that constantly breaks Roblox player counts. But before we dive into the world of Blox, we have to know where it all started. So as many other developers, my game 43 started his developer career early, releasing his first game called Temple Run. The game was simple and there isn't really any information about his early days, but I'm assuming they worked on small projects over the past years. And after releasing some unsuccessful games, they finally made the game that took off, being Elemental Wars. And also just a small side note, I want to give huge credit to Skate by the way for these images and the original video idea. So shout out to him for that. The link to his channel will be in the description. The brothers then went on to massively revamp the version of the game to Elemental Battlegrounds. Players loved the idea of combining powerful magic abilities with melee and spells. Little did they know that this was just the foundation of Blox, and something massive was about to happen. It's now January 16, 2019, the day that Blox got released to public. With the fan base from the previous games, Blox shot up in popularity almost instantly. And the long intense grind made players play for hours, fighting bosses for rare drops, killing NPCs for levels and more. But this was just small steps to become the most powerful pirate of the seas. Now we're gonna pass forward to November 2019. The month I will consider the best for Blox, releasing their biggest update yet, the Second Sea, bringing a ton of new quests, a massive island to explore, a higher level cap, bringing back new and old players. The game was already reaching records, averaging over 10,000 players, which at the time was absolutely insane. Even though the game was breaking records, there was only one problem: copyright. So Blox is originally inspired by the anime One Piece, meaning that Blox copied nearly anything, the fruits, the islands, the bosses, which could end up getting the whole game permanently banned. This was a huge threat for Blox, and to ensure this didn't happen, they changed their name to Blox. The developers kept adding new things, such as new islands, swords, and of course to awake your fruits. Awakening fruits is basically just a more powerful version of your fruit, meaning there was new content and developers didn't have to constantly keep adding new fruits. At the start there was only 3 fruits to awake, but this quickly changed over time as more and more updates came. It's now the end of 2020 and the developers finally added in-game events. With a small Halloween event in October and a larger Christmas event in December. The Christmas event was pretty simple, revamping new parts of the map, adding a new currency in the game called candies that were obtainable from defeating enemies. You could then go over to a Christmas NPC and exchange the candies for rewards. The rewards were amazing, making players grind for rewards that normally cost Robux. Now we're gonna head over to the start of 2021, where the first downfall of Blox happened. Actually, throughout the whole 2021, there were only 4 updates, and one of them being a bug fixing. However, the next update was about to change Blox as we know it. The Third Sea update, bringing a whole new sea to explore with big islands and highly new revamped fruits. The developers increased the level cap to 2000, and with all the hype, bringing back new and old players. The Third Sea now let players grind for legendary swords, making players stay for hours. The devs also made it possible to fight the legendary boss Rebranding, which is the developer for Blox. The Third Sea also came with a bunch of new fruits, being Portal, Kilo, Spin, and Venom. The Buddha Awakening was also added, making it a ton easier to level up. All of these new things caused Blox to explode in popularity. Blox was making numbers every day, but this was all about to end. So you see, once you have beaten the game, maxed out your bounty and killed every boss in the game, there isn't really anything to do. So long-time players who have played it since the beginning started to get bored. Rebranding and my game again started to put out few if any updates. Countless players started leaving, making Blox left behind. The only updates the developers released was increasing the level cap by 100 every so often, to bring back some players. Players got frustrated complaining about the lack of updates, until the release of update 17.3. The update I will consider the best for Blox fruits, revamping nearly any fruit, and the animation were insane compared to other anime fighting games. It seemed like this was the only thing Blox fruits needed, and on September 10, 2022, Blox fruits shot up in popularity, averaging over 500,000 players. And since that update, the game has kept having over 400,000 players active. Blox fruits now started attracting an audience outside of Roblox, mostly being the millions of fans that love the anime One Piece. Many new content creators was appearing, such as NU, Jesse Games, and more. Many YouTubers begin to receive special perks in the game, one being a unique title that players only could get through defeating them in Blox fruits. My Game and Intra then created a confetti event for Blox fruits anniversary, where you could collect a new currency called confetti. You could then head over to a confetti NPC and get crazy rewards such as fruits, double XP, and more. This allowed new players to get a great start to continue the grind through the seas. Since that, the developers has kept making new updates such as Race with 4 and the Valentine's event. Overall, I think it's quite clear that Blox fruits is unquestionably the largest Roblox game on the platform. And the developers have proved countless times how consistently they can keep the game's numbers. And with that, I give you the story of Blox fruits.